Hey, how y'all doing? Today I am restoring this Z97 SLI Krait Edition from MSI. This is the board that I wanted. This is the computing setup that I wanted back when I first met my wife. We met in 2014. I was the full-time father of my older sons at that point. I had them full-time and going through a thing with my co-parent while she got her life together. So I could not afford this. I could not justify the splurge. DDR3, not technically supported on Windows 11, but I am going to restore it. I got a really good deal, $97 for the i7-4790K. It came with 16 gigabytes of 1300 megahertz RAM. I've got 32 gigabytes of 2400 megahertz RAM ready to go into it. And I've never done this before, so I wanted to make a video to see if anyone had any tips, tricks. I researched and I found out that using a soft bristle toothbrush with rubbing alcohol is the best way to do this. So you see those heat sinks, see all that nastiness in there? Oh, how am I going to get in there? I need a pipe cleaner. You just take your brush and you make a bunch of little happy capacitors and transistors. Look at that, they're all shiny and beautiful now. Let's start making videos on the Bob Ross of cleaning motherboards. How about that? You just let the stress melt away with all the gooch. You say, make this new. Refresh myself, refresh my soul, and refresh this motherboard. I love high technology. I just hope that there's no spark in this pad of paper towel soaked in 90% rubbing alcohol doesn't burst into invisible flames. That would not be the SOP. Kind of feel like I'm smearing muck where there isn't, so I think I'll switch to my backup weapon here. Bellissimo. Molto buono. You know what I noticed is that there's not as many capacitors on these boards because it's DDR3, and so the signal does not have to scream as loud to be heard. With a higher frequency amplitude, the signal has to be stronger, and so there has to be more capacitors, also PCI 3, same kind of thing. So PCI 5.0 has to yell louder to get the signal, so there's less capacitors to ramp up the voltage, right? Let me know if you can explain this better than I can. I'm still a neophyte. Man, this is cleaner than I thought it would be. I looked at it on the eBay pictures, and when I first got it, I was like, yeah, this is going to be a cool restoration. But less work for me means more time to set this up and get some stuff installed. What I'm going to be using it for is light gaming. With storage being so expensive, I put like 1 or 2 games per machine. That, you know, you can delete the game and put another one on, but you're pretty much limited to a few games per storage device, so you're in a sense limited to a few games per machine. And with this one being cheap, $100 for the motherboard and the RAM and the CPU, probably have about $250 invested in it. I am putting a RX 470 8GB on this thing. I got it for $59.99. It's probably a mining card, so we'll see how it performs. Oh yeah, there's some junk in there. But it'll be a capable little rig, and I'm going to be doing virtualization on it. I know, it's silly, but I love doing silly things. With technology, I'm going to run, theoretically, like 4 virtual machines on this, maybe 5 virtual machines on this, with 32GB DDR3 and the i7 4790K. I'm cooling this thing with a 360 AIO. It's a used 360 AIO, but it's a 360 AIO, so I think it should be good. And cleaned all the fins and everything, so it's somewhat refurbished, the AIO is. So, I believe it should run maybe even like, I don't know, 6 machines, definitely Linux, probably run 6 Linux distros. Ubuntu and Kali, Hamas, you know. This stuff I'm learning as a cybersecurity major, getting real into this, getting real Mr. Robot without the molesting dad part. My dad never molested that I remember. See, I would probably just block it out, so I don't know. Oh yeah, there's some junk in there. Look at that. I can't believe this thing has an M2 slot. I had no idea what an M2 slot even was back then. I was just like, man, I need to get me a SSD for my Dell Inspiron N5050 so that it'll boot faster. That's what I was thinking in 2014. Everybody's so rough with their motherboards, and they just grab it and they just put their freaking meat claws on there. Meat hooks, pardon me. I'm trying to use Hollywood phrases in my videos. Call me Hollywood Dutton. Alright, there's this stuff in here. I don't know if I should mess with this. Get real knives up in there. Oh yeah. Got some stuff on that rod. Well, I figured it'd be more satisfying stuff building up there, but never done this before. Maybe all this stuff is getting like caught up in the bottom of the... No, it's not dripping because the rubbing alcohol just evaporates. Might be getting caught on the underside of the heat sinks nonetheless. Alright, well, you know, I wanted to say there's more, but there's really not more. This eBay seller cleaned it up pretty nicely, maybe after they listed it. In the pictures, it was gross. brightness for that, so I'm not showing what I'm doing on camera. It's my first long format video where I'm doing computer stuff. So welcome to the long format videos where I'm doing computer stuff. When the moon hits you on like a big piece of pie, that's some more. This is my happy place. Playing video games and building the things that play the video games is my happy place. This saved my life. This craft, this hobby, this activity saved my life because I used to drink alcohol, like a lot. I had a really big problem with it. And I was probably going to kill myself. I was going to die an early death. I was shaving years off my life there. And I got into video gaming again. I'd drink and I'd just be absolute dog snot at video games when I drank, even just one drink. So I was like, well, I like video games, and everybody likes me playing video games more than they like me drinking, so I'm going to stop pissing on my family, and it's a less inducing of divorce behavior. So here I am. Made a whole career out of it. Cybersecurity major, DARPA SIDAR finalist. Big money, no whammies. Alright. So, I think this concludes our broadcast today. Oh, look at all that stretch here. Gotta get this out of there. But then when I clean it off, that one, oh, it's like, oh, that's the roast. Okay, that's relatively clean. Alrighty. It's got that condensation rust on there and it's not going anywhere, so it's not hurting anything. Put those USB contacts. Let me know if this is impossibly tedious to watch or if you think it's satisfying, because I think this stuff is super satisfying. Anywho, that's about done. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos where I ramble and do computer things.